morning. Happy Monday. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Spring is definitely here upon us in Oregon. Everything is definitely in full bloom. Allergy season is kicked in for all of us, but everything is definitely full of color and very bright. Can I just double check and make sure that everybody's able to hear me? If you can please send me a quick chat letting me know that yes, you're able to see my screen and hear me. I would appreciate it. Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So this week we're going to talk about some sales foundation practices. As a salesperson, this should be something very important, something that we should be spending a lot of time doing. With that in mind, we're going to start with a Chinese proverb. When the winds of change blow, some people build walls and others build windmills. Some people always see an opportunity available before them. So happy Motivation Monday. This week we're going to be covering the standard routine of being able to provide some tips of the week. This week is carrier and product tips. The trends that we cover will be what products and carriers are hot for AHCP sales agents. We also love to throw out kudos to those week's top sellers and cover the products that they sold. And then we wrap things up with a sales technique. And as I said, this week we're going to be covering sales fundamentals. With spring starts, to come in, things slow down just slightly. I get asked many times about lead options. Last week's tip of the week was in regards to some lead opportunities. With AHCP, we do have several vendors that we do partner with to extend out to agents at discounted prices. There's a couple options for you to be able to find those lead vendors. You can go on to ahcpsales.com. There's opportunities there and see different vendors. We also have it through eAgent Center, as well as we have NatGen Lead Platform that we partner with Lead Cloud. With AHCP, the carriers we partner with you do have the opportunity to earn lead credits with your sales. For this week's tip of the week, cover a live upcoming training that we're going to have Thursday, May 11th. It'll be 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. The HII is going to be presenting Life Shield short-term medical. So definitely take the opportunity to go check out ahcpsales.com/training. In there you'll see a calendar and you can go ahead and register. Also, marketing will be sending out a notification for you to be able to sign up that way, so keep your eye out. But we're going to have Annette from HII cover some understanding of the product, some different state availability, marketing tips, quoting and presenting, just some great overall opportunities for you guys to take advantage. With HCC kind of removing itself from the market with their short-term medical insurance, we definitely want to make sure that you guys have some additional options to be able to extend out. So please, we would love for you to attend and join with us on Thursday, May 11th. Jumping into the AHCP sales trends, the trends for the former sales week, there was an increase in the short-term medical. The top two carriers for that, NatGen, NHIC, as well as Golden Rule. NatGen did have more policies of the week. There was an increase in the fixed benefit sales. The top one, again, was NHIC, NatGen, and also VBA, General Agent Center. Don't forget, we do have that sales contest going right now for the limited medical, so please make sure that you have that information. If you don't, feel free to reach out to agency services. We can get you in on that sales opportunity. There was a slight decrease in accident sales, not very much. It was only like a couple policies maybe, but the top sellers was NatGen again and General Agent Center VBA. There was a decrease with critical illness sales. Last week was a major increase. This week was just a slight decrease. CBL is the top seller for that, and then National General TIC critical illness. There was an increase in dental. NatGen, NHIC, PPO, and Golden Rule they tied in policy sales. Possibly some agents are just following up with their current book of business, seeing if there's any further products or plans that they need to add to their customers. So great opportunity there. For the top carrier sales of the week was, again, National General, NHIC, and TIC, Golden Rule Ancillary, and short-term medical as well. And then for top major medical carriers, which right now obviously is kind of one of those opportunities of what's going on with the market and where are things at. But for top medical carriers this year for AHCP has been Molina as well as Anthem. This is one of my favorite things to give those sales shout outs. Major medical was Stephen Lang with Molina, Murray Halperin with Molina, and Joshua Alcantar with Molina. Short-term medical and ancillary sales was Katiana Santa Maria with the National General Limited Medical as well as Trio Med sales. She also had some dental sales in there from National General as well. So she's really good at doing some great upselling and cross-selling. Then for the silver was Christopher Wang with the National General TIC accident as well as critical illness, and Jacob Gordon with a Golden Rule accident as well as the NHIC limited medicals. So for sales fundamentals, I want to just do a review of some of the things I personally feel can help increase your sales with some practices of these sales tips, just your basic, fundamentals. Between Dan and I, over the last couple months, we've covered several different mini daily basic routines to help with your insurance sales. If you've missed any of those, you definitely have a chance to review them at ahcpsales.com, or we also have an AHCP Sales YouTube channel that you can see all those available there. We always try to record the webinars and upload them so you have them available at your fingertips to go back and review. Whether you've been selling insurance for a year or 25 years, it's really important to have the fundamentals. Of course, you don't want to just jump in head first. You need to have a good daily action plan to help you stay organized. We covered some of the organization and time-effective ideas last week on Mondays, on Motivation Mondays. Having a good daily action plan will help your activities for the day to stay on task. Being organized, being productive with your time. Building your credibility as well. If you speak for the first time to a new prospect, instead of starting with a conventional sales tone during the sales call, greet them with some good news about how you're going to be able to help them with their issues that they are facing. And then have personal stories to help build the credibility with your clients selling, in terms of what the customer's needs and wants are, not in the terms that you need. Sell it based on the needs. You want to act as though you're giving them advice to buy. You're doing a warm-up to direct them with what you're going to sell. So you ask certain questions to direct them for the right product use. Gathering information and doing that discovery, it helps with warming up to the client and the client warming up to you. And establishing that common ground. Relationships mean relating to people. They don't necessarily want to do business, with somebody they don't feel related to. And then have fun and be funny, making the customers laugh. You can overcome a majority of the objections in ways of being able to make them just laugh, making them have a really positive, good experience. And review your quality. Eliminate anything that's not best for them. Become a perfectionist. Learn from those failures. Learn from what works and what doesn't work. Ask other agents around you for sales advice or some tips. If you work in an office environment, read some sales technique books, watch YouTube videos, have a positive attitude about adapting new ideas. Help managing your attitude as well. Don't blame other things, for you not being able to succeed. You got to take a bit of accountability and be able to just kind of help yourself be able to improve. And personally, I feel, that just going through and doing discovery is one of the most important parts to be able to work with your customers. Discovery is where you get to just sit and talk to your prospects to get to know them. This is where you want to, have the customer, run the show and talk about themselves, their lives, their stories, making small conversations with the customers while you're asking open-ended questions about who they are and what they need. You have to learn to listen and then ask the right questions. Fact finding is where your sales are made or lost. It's pertinent to the end result. Taking down facts will help you and your client save time. We all know it's valuable, and time can be money. You will already have some of your screening questions answered, that you're jotting down on notes as you're actively listening to what your client's saying. All the while, you're helping build that rapport with your client and trying to establish a bond with them. Some past experiences. Are you happy with your current plan? Current usage. What is your current plan like? What is it about your current plan that you don't like? Future needs. More important, saving money or having plans that work, the same across the nation. So definitely asking certain questions for your customer are going to help you. Relationship building and building your credibility. If you're speaking for the first time to a new prospect, definitely help them, with understanding that you're there to assist them, help them get set up with something that's going to fit their needs. And then taking notes is something, to definitely help us remember the information, so we don't have information overload. It's something we need to do on a day-to-day basis, regardless if it's with a client, new products, or even, information. Say you just go to a regular doctor. You need to, be able to take some notes. We don't want to have information overload. It gives us that ability to, keep that information and make it our own by processing it and restructuring it. And it helps with that retention. Sales reps should be equipped with the right kind of information. You should know how your product and service fits the needs of your prospect. About 58% of the customers report that sales reps fail to ask their questions effectively. So documenting things for reference in future calls will help keep that rapport built, will help you be able to find that proper product for your customer, and help be able to refer back and just know the information right at your fingertips, so it's time saving as well. And it shows that you're doing some active listening as well, taking those notes down. This way you can go ahead and the next time you reach out to your client, you're going to be able to go through and you can reference a call that you had in the past. Be able to say, oh, so how was that trip that you took in Hawaii, going back just a few months? It lets them know that you were actively listening and that you can relate to what's going on to where they're at now. So they kind of feel it's a little bit more personalized. Or ask them how their son and daughter might be doing on their sports activities that they had previously mentioned in a former call or former meeting. Oh, there we go. Sorry, my slide didn't want to flip. When you go through your client's information for questionnaires, now you'll be able to show, show benefits for the features to help prospects take care of the wants and needs. People buy what they want, not necessarily what they need. Find out what they want and develop your sales presentation around that theme. If you know that they're in need of additional coverage, the power of suggestion is really powerful. If you look at the fast food industry, you place your order, and they come back and they ask you, would you like fries with that? That's a suggestive upsell. It's a way of not coming across as pushy or rude salesperson. It's just a suggestion that automatically plants that seed in their head. Approaching it as, that you're wanting to protect their family with additional coverage. If they have a major medical with a high deductible that won't start paying on anything until the deductible is paid off, would you like some additional coverage to help you and protect your family immediately for any unforeseen accidents? Being you currently have a high deductible major medical plan, you'll be better covered with virtually no out-of-pocket expenses for accidents and critical illness, and extra money in your pocket if you do have a critical illness. It's doing that power of suggestion. At their core, everyone, regardless of the person or product being sold, wants to feel good about themselves. They want to feel good about the person they are buying from, and they want to feel good about what they're buying. personalizing that sales presentation. You should have your sales presentation down cold, but if you must leave enough room for personalizing it for each person, give yourself a little bit of wiggle room there. Hopefully by the time you reach that sales presentation, you'll already have a basic understanding of the client's needs and desires. You should make sure that you tailor your presentation around those. Also leaving enough wiggle room in that presentation to go off topic if the situation demands. Customers will have questions and concerns that may not be covered in the presentation. And people definitely want to be able to buy from a friend, not a salesperson. Building that relationship with them. A warm-up should be done in about 20 to 30 minutes of getting to know them. If you jump right into that sale, a salesperson is not a friend. Building that relationship that most salesperson can't compete with. You want to build a relationship that you don't want them to go somewhere else. Write a policy and call them the next day. Let them know that you've submitted it and what the next steps in the process should be that they should expect. Then call them the next month. Follow up with them. You need to reinforce to the client that you're there for them. Language is a very powerful tool. Craft your presentation carefully for maximum impact. Use powerful selling words in your presentation to maximize impact. Words can include like remarkable, miracle, magic, offer, easy, compare, bargain. These are words that people love to hear. Presentation matters. Have you ever been to a restaurant where an aged steak was served on a lid of trash can? No, probably not. Your presentation is everything. So keep in mind that when you're presenting what you have to offer to your prospects, make sure that it fits them. Make sure that it's something that is wonderful and that it's going to be easy for them. And review those highlights. Make sure that they have a good understanding that the product they're purchasing and how it can benefit them. You want to have a confirming on understanding. Ask, does this make sense? Any questions? How does this sound? Have confidence when you're delivering. Have a strong tone in your voice. Your closing will be 9, 10, maybe 9 out of 10 based off of the tone of your voice that you use when you're speaking with confidence and the rapport that you've built. The rest comes, with just the fill-in. You need to advocate your value proposition. Always be available and knowledgeable. Be comfortable discussing money as well. When your prospect pushes back that things are too expensive, you are likely to agree with them instead of helping the prospect focus on the value of solving the problem. You are focused on the price. When that happens, you aren't able to find the real budget solution. When you focus on the price, you're not asking the right questions to make sure that they understand the problem. To you, the problem is the price. You can understand that, and it seems like a pretty high price to you too. So you need to go through and you need to actually focus on the value of how it's going to help them and solve the problem. Saw the benefit on the value. Let them close themselves. You're doing the warm-up to direct them on what you're going to sell. You ask certain questions to direct them to the right product and use. So gather, that personal information. It's your warm-up to the client, establishing that common ground, relationship meanings to people. They will not, go and do business with other people if they're not feeling related to them. So when they say that they're, liking baseball, well, guess what? You just happen to catch some of the highlights on baseball, or you have Google right there at your fingertip. You can check out some of the scores. It's building that common ground with them, making sure that you're, setting them up with some great products, going over those, values, how it's going to help them out, and making sure that it's nice and personalized. You're selling that benefit. You're reviewing those highlights, all in your presentation. It's going to help tremendously with your customers. And let's not forget, we should always be asking for referrals. Who else do you know that may be in the same similar situation as you? Do you have any friends or family that you're willing to share with me? Don't keep me a secret. Feel free to pass out my card if you know anyone else. Work harder, work longer, learn more about your products, having an answer for every possible question as well. And also get in front of the mirror or a colleague or a friend and practice some of your sales scripts. Practice your rebuttals, practice your close. Nothing comes to you. Prepare yourself. is the biggest thing. And go get it. And that's some of the basic fundamentals that I really feel can help tremendously with your sales. If you guys have any questions, if you want us to cover anything for the next Monday motivation, feel free, let us know. We'd also love to get some of your feedback and inputs on the various different things that we've covered. If you want us to cover some additional information on maybe some carriers or products, or maybe some sales tips, sales strategies, basic sales tools, feel free to give us a call, give us that feedback, or you can also email training@ahcpsales.com, or you can call into agency services at 877-228-8773. And please, if you do have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Definitely there's going to be some other people that do as well, and we might be able to go ahead and cover them on, the next week's training. So to close up the Motivation Monday, I like to go over, Zig Ziglar's quotes. I am in the sales profession. Today I will be a successful sales professional. I will learn something today, and I will make even more professional tomorrow. Many of us are familiar with who Zig Ziglar was. He was a successful salesman, motivational speaker, and author. He authored many books. One of my fondest that I like is Selling 101, what every successful sales professional needs to know. It's a quick and easy read, so definitely feel free to check that out if you want. Again, it's called Selling 101, what every sales professional needs. As I said, it's a quick and easy read. It's very valuable. It has some great advice in there. So next time, definitely I hope you guys have a great sales week. Feel free to reach out and contact us. Again, if you have any questions, and let's have a great selling week. Thank you so much for joining.